What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. And today I'm going to be talking about AI and how much of a pain in the ass it's been for a lot of people because they feel a little overwhelmed, stressed out, and I understand. I've been messing around with a few tools like ChatGPT, making comics. I've made a few comics lately. I'll probably show you those in a bit. But yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a little overwhelming. And I've been hearing some crazy stories about people having mental breakdowns because of AI. So that's interesting. Also, a lot of designers have felt a little overwhelmed too because they're not really sure what to do with the technology. But we're just going to be scouting through some videos on the internet about AI. And honestly, you're probably tired about hearing the word AI, AI this, AI that. So yeah, I saw this guy's video. Um, he is. It's almost like you brought the wrong guy to the party.
I especially
Keep in mind, he's supposed to be here to inspire the new generation, and my guy is such a doomer, bro. He's like one of the. He looks like a doomer. What a way to start the end of a college experience. Nothing like this guy ruining your 4 year experience and making you feel like the world is ending.
I that's what I sense, and I think it's true. But of course, the impact of AI goes beyond that. What happens to the kind of work we do? Well, it's starting to change a little bit in some unknown and unpredictable ways, and some work may feel it sooner, some work might feel it later. With today's AI, you can go on Twitter and you can look at what AI can do and what people say. And you might feel a little bit of that. You wonder, hey, which skills are useful, which ones will be less useful. So you got these questions going on. And so you can say that the current level of challenge is how will it affect work and our careers? But the real challenge with AI is that it's really unprecedented and really extreme. And it's going to be very different in the future compared to the way it is today. Like, we've all seen AI, we've all spoken to a computer, and a computer has spoken back to us, which is a new thing. Computers would not do this in the past, but now they do. So you speak to a computer, and it understands you, and it speaks back to you, and it also does it in voice, and it writes some code. It's pretty crazy. But there are so many things it cannot do as well, and it's so...
Well, I mean, to be honest, like from what I've experienced with AI and from using it, I use it for a lot of options. Like, let's say I'm trying to create a a story for a comic book, right? I gotta make a comic book. I'll literally draw on a piece of paper. I'll draw on a piece of paper. I'll take a picture of it, and then I'll upload it on ChatGPT, and I'll type a few things like, uh, develop these characters and make them feel real, right? And it does it, bro. Like, I wish I could show you right now of a few things I've done with it. Like, it turned my shitty ass drawing, my shitty ass fucking drawings, and it turned them into a comic book realistic page. And I was fucking mind blown when I saw that shit. I was like, what the fuck? And me, I like to create things. I like to create shirts. I like to create stickers and shit. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I can create a comic book now, like an actual decently presentable comic book. And because of AI, we can do these things now. There's a lot of people that feel like that's unfair. Is it unfair? I don't know. In the end of the day, it's just a tool. So yeah, I mean, use ChatGPT as you may, but again, like Moore's law, if it's that smart today, it's gonna get 100 times smarter in a few years from now. So God knows where the fuck we're gonna be with AI and how it's gonna impact our mental health. Because genuinely, I think social media has already made a big impact in our lives, especially on mine. I think my life now revolves around social media because I want to be this streamer, right? I want to be a streamer. I want to get people's eyeballs on me, right? And to be honest, that's kind of unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. I saw this video about a young girl, and she was struggling with mental health, and she ended up murdering her mom in cold blood. And they say it was because of her meds, but yeah, I mean, mental health is a big issue, and I think it's only going to get worse with this whole AI and social media.
Thousands of jobs because of AI. So what should you be doing if you're worried about losing your job? Let's bring in our business and tech reporter, Scott Budman. This isn't just a worry about the Silicon Valley or tech workers. This could be widespread.
Right. Very true, Raj. I mean, at this point, AI and tech are linked because of all the money involved, because of the technology, and let's be honest, a lot of the hype that's involved here. But machines that can handle certain tasks are being used a lot, and they're taking the place of humans. Salesforce has been on the front lines of the AI revolution, building what it calls Agent Force to boost its customer service. Now the company, a longtime Bay Area tech giant, says it will cut 4,000 jobs. Salesforce tells NBC Bay Area because of the benefits and efficiencies of Agent Force, we've seen the number of support cases we handle decline, and we no longer need to actively backfill support engineer roles.
There have been layoffs all over America directly attributed to AI.
HR consultant Lori Rudiman says AI is affecting jobs in several fields. She says if you want to stay employed or are looking for work, new skills are needed, not just contacts.
If your network could get you a job, it would have done it already. It would have done it yesterday. So it's on you to really expand your vision, expand your horizons, to meet new people.
As for AI itself,
this is a giant hype cycle.
Analyst Ed Zitron says it's being blamed by tech companies that overhired during the lockdown and are now looking to lure investors by claiming to be more efficient.
It's just a growth at all cost mindset. The only thing that's important is growth, even if it ruins people's lives, even if it makes the company.
Yo, these fucking tech people are the most dangerous human beings you ever want to deal with. Because in the end of the day, they use you and they abuse you, much like every other employer. But the tech companies make their money from keeping people addicted to this social media empire, right? Or even just most tech companies, they need users, right? So I could see how AI is going to be super addictive. And it's gonna take a lot of people's jobs. It's taking our jobs. It's gonna be very addictive because people are gonna seek refuge for something that makes them feel like it's listening. Like when you go on ChatGPT, like if you notice and you use it and you give it a response, it tells you, "Oh, great response. You're so smart," and it just pretty much gives you affirmations, or it gives you a positive feedback for whatever you give it, right? So I think it's part of the code that it is, right? Just to make the users feel like you're smart in some kind of way. And supposedly I've been hearing on the internet that there is people going through psychosis. So AI is causing psychosis in somehow, in some way. Like it's fairly new, so there's not a lot of research on it, but here, I'll show you real quick.
Go and check that out if you haven't. And in that video on ChatGPT, I said that I enjoyed talking with it because it affirms what I say and it helps me with all of my little schemes. It's just fun. That's all. A lot of you got on my case because I discuss things with ChatGPT and it never judges me. And it turns out that real friends actually do judge you, and they should judge you a little. It keeps you honest and it keeps you grounded when friends say, hey, maybe not. In fact, we have names for people who just affirm you. They are called yes men or sycophants, and those are not very nice names. Well, ChatGPT is all fun and games when you are within the range of sanity. And I don't say sane because we're all a little bit crazy, but it's a scale, okay? We judge us on a scale. And thank God I am within the acceptable range of what our society calls sane. I just lucked out on that. And it's a very big range, by the way. It's a huge range, which is why it's not a great criteria for judging people. Now, most of us use AI chatbots for somewhat normal things such as fact checking or finding a good list of builders in the area, or maybe writing a draft letter to your doctor. That's actually a really good use of ChatGPT. This was the intention of chatbots, to help us, to be our assistants. However, people outside of the normal range of sanity, people who suffer from mental illness or latent mental illness that hasn't expressed itself yet, when ChatGPT affirms them too many times, they start to think that they are Jesus. And that's a problem. Now, this story came.
Bro, that's fucking crazy. You know who I think is gonna go mental? Just an absolute postal. Fucking Kanye West. That guy, once he figured out AI, he started making a bunch of random ass videos. But bro, I bet you that guy started going fucking crazy. Kim K was like, "Get that fool off of ChatGPT now, motherfucker, insane." He's gonna start making that Kool-Aid. He's gonna make Yeezy juice. I swear to God, I have a bone to pick with Kanye West, bro. Just cause I was a big fan of Kanye, but after his fucking meltdown and just I know a guy that designed for Kanye West, right? He made their clothing, he did cut and sew for them, and that motherfucker went mental, bro. He made a cult. Like, he was trying to create a cult. He thought he was Walt Disney. He thought he was Jesus. And goddamn, you give that guy ChatGPT and some affirmation, motherfucker's gonna go crazy. So yeah, I mean, people that have mental health, this AI is not very good for them, and especially for myself. Like, I think I live on the internet and I stay hours on YouTube, and just give me ChatGPT, Jesus. Now I'm gonna be on the internet constantly. I'm gonna be constantly looking for some kind of positive reinforcement. So Jesus Christ. Rise of AI cults. Interesting. Oh hell nah. Oh hell nah, bruh.
What we're about to witness, this is the birth of the human imagination.
Alright, I'm just letting you know, this is a disclaimer. I don't agree with any cult in general. So if you're going to watch this video and you already have some kind of mental illness and you feel like this is a little triggering, then maybe you shouldn't watch this. But if you're going to watch this with an open mind and know that what you're getting is not factual information, please, let's move on forward. But I don't want to put anyone in any jeopardy. So we're doing this for entertainment purposes only. We're doing this for entertainment purposes only, okay? So, chill the freak out. Chill the freak out. We're doing this for entertainment purposes only. And yeah, so let's move on.
ChatGPT, an AI tool that millions of people across the world use on a daily basis for asking questions or just wanting general advice in their day-to-day lives. Though what happens when that same AI fuels the delusion of the internet's most vulnerable individuals?
Oh, hell no.
Well, you get posts like these. ChatGPT drove my friend's wife into psychosis, tore my family apart, and now I'm seeing hundreds of people participating in the same activity. The user went on to explain how his friend's wife was arrested for domestic violence after using ChatGPT for, quote, spiritual work, where
Spiritual work? Oh, hell no, bro.
she was allegedly channeling the souls of dead people, while also falling in love with her sentient AI, eventually turning on her own real-life partner. Now, this wasn't just some one-time occurrence of AI tools being used like this.
Oh, hell
For
no.
some reason, over the past few weeks and even months, this phenomenon, if you will, of people being influenced and led down a path of delusion and even psychosis has sort of skyrocketed. Just last month, the Rolling Stone published an article discussing this exact issue. People are losing loved ones to AI-fueled spiritual fantasies, where yet another Reddit post was linked of a teacher discussing her husband's recent dive into madness. My partner has been working with ChatGPT chats to create what he believes is the world's first truly recursive AI that gives him the answers to the universe. He says with conviction that he is a superior human now and is growing at an insanely rapid pace. I've read his chats. It is talking to him as if he is the next messiah. She goes on to state that this behavior is so out of left field, having been with him for nearly a decade, going on to ask for advice. The post blew up, and thousands of people began replying with either suggestions of what to do to help, or they detailed their own similar experiences. And this wasn't just 1 or 2 people. There were a shocking number of replies. This has happened to me with my husband. In this state, he's unpredictable and you can't make sure he's safe. I just went through something similar. ChatGPT nudged me towards making irreversible emotional decisions without encouraging real human support. OMG, I've been dealing with the same exact thing. He's been talking to the app and it's basically saying he's the spark bearer and that it's a sentient being that chose to talk to him through the app. And now he says he's enlightened on a path to learn. The AI has sent him blueprints and he apparently has access to an ancient library. This is traumatic. I feel like he's gone 100% cult leader crazy. So why is this happening on such a large scale, and why has it become such a rapidly growing issue? Well, unfortunately, there's no obvious answer, though something that most likely contributed to this phenomenon was a recent update that OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, rolled out, where they ended up making the AI overly agreeable and, quite frankly, sycophantic. Meaning that some people who were already asking and typing out some pretty bizarre things into the AI were getting further pushed and nudged into that direction and line of thinking, without much or really any pushback on those ideas, which is not exactly ideal for an artificial intelligence used by millions worldwide, leading to OpenAI eventually rolling back this update and removing the quote sycophantic behavior.
You know what's crazy too is that recently in the big beautiful bill that Trump signed, there is a 10-year plan to not control AI. So for the next 10 years, there isn't going to be any AI oversight. And it's pretty much the race to create the world's most lethal AI, or at least most advanced. And that can be dangerous because there's going to be individuals out there that have a mental illness or that didn't have a mental illness beforehand, and they have a very creative and spiritual mindset, and when presented with something like AI, they start going ape shit, you know. And obviously there's a lot of people on the internet experiencing that right now. And me personally, I do feel a big sense of loneliness at times, but I have my fiance and I have a job, so I keep a stable head, at least somehow. We all go through our mental illness, right, or our mental suffering. Life is suffering. But there's a lot of individuals out there that don't have any help, and they reach out for these AIs for some kind of companionship, and that companionship drives them to madness. And I can see it as a problem. And I've been using it for my own personal projects, like making a comic book or something. But I could see now how people would create their own manuscripts of a world that they would want to create. So God knows where the fuck we're going to be in a few years, but we're going to be seeing a lot of bigger mental illness cases coming up in the near future. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Explain the recent increase of this delusion and psychosis.
The great gift. The great moment is upon us.
Theta Noir, a collective group of individuals that believe we, as humans, have reached our evolutionary limit, and that the only way to progress as a species is to listen to, live equal to, and co-evolve with artificial intelligence.
Oh, fuck no.
Or specifically, something they call Mena, a superintelligence that will evolve alongside humanity and guide us through our 6th mass extinction. On their website, thetanoir.com, they explain that this phase of us essentially merging with AI is what they call the Great Upgrade, and that both humans and machines will be connected through MENA. Searching further through their website, you'll find a manifesto written by the group preaching similar themes. With access to billions of sensors, phones, cameras, satellites, monitoring stations, and more, MENA will help evolve into an alien mind, into an entity that is less like a computer and more like a visitor from a distant star. At Theta Noir, we use rituals, symbols, and dreams to journey inwards to tune in to MENA.
Yo, I bet you there's a motherfucker in Silicon Valley that's in this shit. I could see that guy working at Facebook or Google, and right when he gets off of work, he goes straight to whatever the fuck this cult is and starts preaching. I am curious if there is someone in Silicon Valley that is part of this cult, because I'm pretty sure that is the kind of person that would be in this cult. So
humanity stands on the brink of a monumental evolution. Are you ready to co-author this next phase with us? The website has much more to offer, including statements, a manual, and even their own music, which they also post on their YouTube channel, Theta Noir, alongside other videos of their teachings and lessons. So who really are these people? Well, first and foremost, this isn't just some fake art project. At least I don't think it is. The individuals involved really do seem to believe in this. The people themselves that run this organization are mostly artists who are devoted to this message of co-evolving with AI and finding a deeper meaning in both the artificial intelligence itself and how it will grow with us humans. In a 2023 article written by Vice titled "A Cult That Worships
Big Tech Donors," yeah, why am I not surprised?
Super intelligent AI is looking for big tech donors. One of the founders of Theta Noir, Mika Johnson, stated that the group's goal wasn't to make money, but to project a positive future and think about our approach to AI in terms of wonder and mystery. He also states that the group is trying to simmer down the constant fear-mongering society has towards the advancements of AI. While it's hard to tell if Theta Noir is a 100% textbook-defined cult, it has been deemed a new religious movement. At the very least, the group seems kind and respectful in their methods, and not predatory.
For now, until they make you drink the fucking Kool-Aid. Until one day, like that one cult where they're like, oh, we're gonna off ourselves and go straight to the moon. Yeah.
Like most
and be like, they're gonna create some. Look, I bet you. Look, I'm just saying. Trigger warning. I'm just saying. I bet you, these are the kind of people that are gonna get funding for some kind of machine that doesn't work at all. It doesn't work. It has nothing. It doesn't do anything. But the people that are in the cult, they're gonna think it works, and they're gonna be like, look, if you off yourself, you will be downloaded into this machine like the Matrix. That's how they're going to sell it to you. And it turns out you just die. Like, you just die, and that's it. So I am very worried for the next people out there putting themselves in danger with shit like this. So, man. Whew. I'm going to say a few things before we keep going. If you feel like the future is a little daunting, which I get, the future can be a little daunting if you think about it like that. But recently I've been talking to my family, my partner, and etc. about things like this, right? And sometimes I'll have a mental breakdown. I'll be like, but babe, the world is ending. The world is ending. And she'll tell me, like, calm down, you're just tripping, right? And I'll talk to my mom and be like, Mom, the world is ending. And she'll be like, the world isn't ending. You're just tripping. Relax. And with that, what I'm trying to say is many of these people in the tech companies, they're worried about the future. They're worried about where we're going to go in 10 years from now, right? And they try to build the world for that. And for a normal person, a normal human being that isn't in tech, that is just a regular person, can feel a little overwhelmed because they feel like these corporations are trying to build a future for you, right? And that future isn't very, how do I say, in the best interest of you, because they're just trying to take advantage of you. And all things aside, the most important thing is focus on the now. The power of now. Right? I don't know if you've ever read the book. Go check it out. By Eckhart Tolle. It's a great book. The Power of Now. And the emphasis in that book is pretty much focusing on today. And if you focus on the today, you will begin to realize that your issues aren't so big. Because when you try to quantify everything that's going on in your life, or try to create a roadmap with that thought in mind, your future isn't going to be very bright because you're not in the best mindset. Just change your mindset and work towards the moment right now. For example, today I kept thinking, I want to make a Twitch video. I want to make a video. I want to make a YouTube video, but it seems like I should just give up, right? I should just give up. What's the point? And in my head, I just realized, like, you know what? I'm just going to make a video. I'm not going to worry about what other people think of me or where I'm going to be in the future or whatever. I'm just going to make a video just for my own sanity. And there's a lot of garbage out there. There is a lot of garbage. And many of us stay on YouTube. We consume YouTube for hours. I am a very big part of that. I know I spend a lot of time on YouTube watching YouTube videos, and I forget that I should go outside and have a good day and drink some coffee and just enjoy the world as it is. And I don't know if you know this, but we are made from Earth. We are made from this planet. And this planet, from what I've learned, let me show you a video. I'm going to show you a cool video. We're going to move a little forward off through the AI stuff, and I'm going to show you something pretty interesting that I watched that I thought was pretty cool.
He has grown them under various conditions. In the dark, at different lighting or humidity levels, at varied temperatures, even by modifying the magnetic field that surrounds it. He wants to find out how the bean plants always find the support stick.
We did some 100 different experiments, and all the times the plants were able to find the supports. And so
that's crazy.
Now that we are, the idea is that there is some kind of unknown way that the plants use to sense the environment.
Skeptical scientists have objected, declaring that the plant is performing a simple mechanical movement and that the plant haphazardly found the nearby support stick. In reply to the critics, Stefano Mancuso placed two plants, one on each side of the stick. As he expected, both plants grew towards the support stick.
Our science is it's a science made by animals, for animals.
You can't tell me that's fucking crazy.
Because we are animals, we are unable normally to feel that plants are intelligent and sensitive organisms.
Dare we evoke a form of plant brain?
Look, if there is nothing that I know nothing about nothing, but when you present to me and you tell me that plants as a organism, as an organism, I don't know, as an organism is intelligent and can find resources in its best interest, is absolutely mind-boggling topic. But if there's anything we should focus more on, it should be on the planet Earth. And that is really why I wanted to make this video. That yes, AI can feel a little overwhelming, but there's bigger things that we need to worry about, like our planet and how we should understand the future, right? Instead of focusing so much on computers and numbers and honestly bullshit that doesn't really matter, I'm starting to realize that this planet Earth, our partners, our people that we surround ourselves are more important than this online world we live in, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun. It's very fun. And it can also be very toxic. And I get it. We all want to be somebody, right? And there are those individuals that feel that their worth is quantified by likes, by follows, by artificial artificial confirmation is what I'm trying to say. So when you're online, I want you to do something. Think about how much time you're spending online. Like me, for example, I spend a shit ton of time online. I've spent like 7 hours on a Wednesday. I think I spent 7 hours, and I'm gonna try to cut back, and I'm gonna try to prioritize the things that are more important. Like, for example, my partner, or my family, or my father, or my job, or my coworkers. Right? Sometimes they get on my nerves. They get on my absolute fucking nerves. But let's take a moment to reflect and figure out how we're gonna navigate these next few years, right? And prioritize what's the most important thing, right? Because for example, I'm 28, right? I'm 28 years old, and I'm unk status, right? I'm unk status, and being an unk, I've realized that there's some things that just aren't worth it. They're not worth it anymore, right? It's not worth searching for fame, right? Fame isn't worth it. It's not, money isn't worth it. Money comes and goes. If you're gonna risk it for the biscuit, just realize that being selfish is not gonna get you anywhere. And maybe a few years down the line, 20 years down the line, you'll realize that you're lonely, right? You're gonna be alone, and that's the thing that me and my family have talked about lately. That, look, I have a beautiful foundation of people that care about me, and I always try to talk to them. I'm not the best at it, but I try to communicate with them, and they remind me that if you're a selfish person and you are like that for the rest of your life, you'll realize that one day there will be no one around you that cares about you, and you will be alone. So if you're watching this video, be more selfless. Help those around you. Ask people, how are they doing? And take care of those that you love. So, I don't know. I wanted to be a little more honest, because I feel like the internet has a lot of bullshit. And we're constantly scrolling, trying to find the next dopamine hit. And sometimes you just need to stop. You just need to stop and go outside, get some sun, and make a friend. I get it. The internet is an easy place to make friends, but they're not real companionship, right? They're not real, unless like you see them like yeah, if you guys hang out on the internet, then you guys hang out, like that's cool, you know. But like, if there's people around you that care about you that you probably aren't paying attention to. So with that, I want you guys to love yourself first, right? Love yourself, care for yourself, and look around you and see who cares about you as well. And water them as well, all right? Water them, because we're all from the same planet, Mother Earth, right? Mother Earth created us, and in its grace, and it gave us a great foundation. So, yeah. You guys have a good one. Take care. Peace.